Hey everybody, and welcome to Planet Coaster 2. I am real excited about this. I know I have been pretty absent from the YouTube space on the last few months. Um, I know I am planning on doing a full comeback now. I've been starting to play around Planet Coaster because, well, I wanted to first get a little bit, you know, acquainted with the game and then start publishing posts and stuff. So once I got the main gist of it all, I said, okay, why not start making a park and then we'll go from there. So this is what I'm doing, basically. Theme park right now. You guys are seeing now how I am creating the main entrance for the theme park. I'm gonna be expanding a little bit on that, and my intention is to be building this along the way because I feel like I want to do a big entrance and a big main plaza, but making it in all one episode without building any rides or anything, which is what I love as well. Wouldn't make any sense to me and to you guys, because I guess what you want to see is like the whole process of a theme park, I guess, and not only the part where I'm building just basic scenario that not even the peeps or the visitors are gonna be visiting. So yeah, I'm also planning on making another like secondary kind of video type for the Planet Coaster career. So just basically gameplay and seeing how management is taken care of in this game. As far as I've seen, it's got much of a deeper gameplay mechanics, but I haven't been able to play them all or in full depth. I haven't played the career mode. I haven't played in a sandbox mode or like a challenge kind of park. Haven't been able to do that. I just have been really obsessed with the Planet Coaster builder lately. As you will see, I am building a roller coaster on this first video. It will come at the end part, like at the latest part of the gameplay of the video here. As I said, I'm just building a main entrance, simple, effective parking lot. I'm not really good at building these, and I didn't want to spend too much time on it because it's not like the main part of the game. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, there's a few. I got quite a grasp on the builder from Planet Coaster 2, and overall the whole game. There's a few things that I don't like. First of all, the Planet Coaster builder. There's some features that are not present in this game that were in Planet Coaster 1, and it's some quality. Some quality of life things that I feel like there should be in here, such as, for example, when you select a group, if you want to add to the group you've selected, you need to add pieces individually. You cannot select them in group, in bulk, and add to the. You can select a first group in bulk, but if you want to add or subtract things from that group, you need to select them individually, which is not convenient at all. And it's something that I don't like as much from this part of the game. But I guess this kind of updates will be changed. Again, this is not a final game. Devs are still working on it. It's not like Planet Coaster 1 where what you got is what you get. So I'm hoping they fix that a lot. And there's quite a few other stuff that I like personally do not feel that I like on this game. But again, it's just a launch, the main launch of the game. It just launched, and I do feel like it has some bugs. Not as many as like some other games that I've played in the past, but it has quite a bit of bugs. It's not enough bugs for me to be like, okay, I cannot play this. I need to stick with Planet Coaster 1. I'm not hating on it. I really love this game. I really think that what the developers have been working on really shows up, such as the coaster builder, which is amazing. I gotta say, I love the coaster builder. I managed to create, so before this park, I managed to create 3 roller coasters in 3 hours, all 3 of them fully custom, with some of the elements that I struggle with the most in Planet Coaster 1, which would be zero G rolls and inversions overall. They're really easy to make on this game. So I'm really happy about that. I'm also really happy about some other stuff in the game. There's a lot of stuff that I quite like. The coaster builder, mainly the fact that we can edit the coaster trains now, which is a really big deal to me, because sometimes it took away from the theming and the overall immersion that building all around the coaster could give me. But yeah, some stuff though that I've noticed is that you cannot color a different train a different color, or at least I haven't noticed about that. And also, let's just not talk about the UI. We all know how it is. We all know it's not the best one we've had. I hope they fix it. I think they try to make it way more accessible to console players, that they forgot about PC, and now it's not unplayable, completely unplayable on PC, but it's difficult to play with and it's uncomfortable. Things are hidden behind tabs. Everything's hidden behind tabs. There's some stuff that it's absolutely really difficult to find, so difficult that a casual player that didn't know that feature was there wouldn't be able to know that that feature is in fact there, such as the mirroring and all that kind of things with Planet Coaster, with the coaster cars, all that kind of things kind of hidden. So I don't like that much. But overall, it's a good game. It's a really good game. I'm really happy with it. I've had the game crash a couple times, I gotta say, and honestly, the fact that we don't have that many objects is not as nice or exciting to me, because I had a full game on Planet Coaster full of I don't know how many, 12 or something DLCs, and gave me a lot of freedom to build whatever I wanted. But in this game I don't, and we're a little bit more limited on the resources we have. It is true, we there's the main themes that we got, and you can make a lot of different themes using just these pieces and rescaling them and being creative. But let's be honest, I'm not creative enough. Geekism made a video on this, and I saw how he managed to pull some other themes just using the objects we have, because we don't have Dealmaker's toolkit yet. But even though that is great, it also means that you need to be main YouTuber level creative to achieve that, and I feel like most of us peasants are not as able to do that, So anyways, well, here you guys can see me build, it's gonna be one of the main buildings of the main street of this park. This is the kind of admission ticket buying situation, and the season pass upgrading window stalls. Now obviously we're living in a technology era, so there's not going to be as many of them as you guys would think, because obviously you would suppose that most of them got their tickets digitally, and then a couple people that might have had some problems with that then would come to these windows and then ask for help. So that's why there's only 5 windows for ticket sales, and then 3 windows for season pass upgrades or season pass problems overall. But yeah, I just wanted to make kind of a more of a realistic approach to this. So this is basically kind of the idea, so that you get the idea. What I'm trying to do on this park is just use as few items as possible but getting the idea across the best I can, you know, and I think it does get the idea across. You guys will see that it doesn't have the most details. This building doesn't have the most details it could have, and all that. And I also wanted to do that because, well, I've been learning, and the details are added when you add also the foliage, the bushes, the all of the other stuff, and not the building in itself, you know. So you don't have to focus that much on the building to have a really realistic building. You guys will see now I'm gonna be adding some fences and stuff. And at the beginning, I thought, well, I'm gonna add some like temporary fences, maybe, because they can remove them whenever the line is not as long. But then I thought, if I'm doing a park with a high attendance, like the ones that I always want to do, because I love big parks, and you know, like the whole efficiency thing. I'm an engineer, I'm a sucker for efficiency, so all that, if I'm gonna do that, they might just have these fences placed permanently, you know. So then I will change them eventually, and I'll get some other fences from the aquatic theme, which are pretty good, I have to say. And then you will see that I'll add some planners and all that, and you'll see that the building is actually like really well rounded. Also, adding some buildings to the sides of it will help into making that part of the park more full. And yeah, I'm trying to learn to make more realistic buildings with less, you know? Less is more, they always say, but for some reason I never apply that to my buildings, and I'm trying to do that now. So yeah. But anyways, that's gonna be the all of the things that I'm gonna do for before the park entrance. I'm gonna build a small park entrance, and then it's not gonna have the building in itself. It's just gonna be the entrance for it. As you guys know, in my last series for the Discovery Island series, I just didn't end up building anything as a park entrance, and I made like a really simple park entrance. I don't want to do that, and I want to focus on this, but like the approach I think I'm gonna take is like work on this little by little, and then work on something else as well, you know, and be kind of like doing those two things at the same time as much as I can. So right now I'm doing the main plaza for this park. My main idea was, well, I didn't know the main idea that I was gonna have with this park, okay? My main idea was that I wanted to recreate my dream theme park, but to recreate my dream theme park, I still needed some roller coasters that I would like to have, or some rides that I would like to have, and some things and stuff. And I don't see myself doing that if I want to build like my dream theme park. I feel like I would be too like excessively over detailing a lot of the time, so I didn't want to do that, and instead I've just sticked with another type of park. Right now my idea is in making an industry based park, but not like industry. I want to make some industry, so for example the agricultural side of the park, then I don't know, coal and mining side of the park, and all that kind of like industry kind of thing. That's my idea now, but again, it's not set in stone. It might change, but I kept the main idea that I had, and that is to build a main plaza with a huge lake in the middle that would have a water show. Now, I'm not too sure if we can do water shows in here, and I haven't tried that on this episode. I will in the future, but not right now. And I don't know if we're able to. I didn't even check. But I still wanted to have that in the middle, just in case. So right now I'm building the middle lake, and I overcomplicated myself again with this, but it's okay. I guess. Also, I realized, and you'll see now, switching some settings, because the advanced move has changed a little on this game, and whenever I tried to move this particular object, because I placed those fences over there, it wouldn't let me move it exactly horizontally, you know what I mean? Even though every object over there was aligned, and every object was kind of like horizontal, you know, so the arrows weren't pointing exactly horizontally, so they were not lining up. And that was kind of shocking. I didn't, it's not like a big feature that I hate, I absolutely hate or something, but it's just interesting to know that that happens. But nothing to be too worried about. Also, I try to make these curved paths, not paths, it's not a path, like this curved fences or these curved borders, adapt to the path instead of doing the other way, because, you know, I was having a Planet Coaster 1 mindset, and that's not the way to go, because right now you can adapt the Planet Coaster to paths into whatever you have built, and you'll see that it's what I will be doing. And right now I'm just building the actual curve, and then I will adapt to the pathing tool, which is a big upgrade from Planet Coaster 1. I really love this pathing tool. It is just so easy to create big plazas and all that. It can be a little bit overwhelming, I've discovered, but I think my way of working with this tool from now on, I think it's gonna be creating paths the way that I was used to, and then using the free line tool to create whatever I want to, and then if I want to create a plaza, expand on it. I think it's a way to go for me right now, because I need to get used to it, and it can be a little bit intimidating if you don't, you know, do that. So that's going to be the way that I proceed with this. Here you'll see me trying the pathing tool once again. I've been trying and playing with it and playing around with it to see which way of building works best and all that. But yeah, so this park is basically for me to try to use as many of the new features that we get. So you've seen me build with the new entrance style thing, you've seen me play with the pathing tool, with the new building tool. I tried the landscaping tool, didn't like it as much as to how I wanted to use it, which was basically in a small planter. I think it doesn't work as good for that, but putting overall foliage is really nice for that. Now you're seeing me now here do a little bit of a sketch, but like I just scraped it and decided to go with the main roller coaster we're going to be building on this episode. This is going to be, so it's technically a Giovanola Hyper, but I wanted to make a B&M family coaster over here, and the Giovanola is, the Giovanola trains are the closest to this. It's not going to be launched, it's not a launched family coaster, it's going to be a lift hill based family coaster, and I want it also to play with the terrain tool, which you're seeing me play with right now. So basically I try to make like a hillside thingy or something, and then make this into a terrain coaster. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Again, I didn't plan anything that I was doing over here. I was just going with the flow, but the flow turned out to be amazing. I need to terraform a little bit more, and then I need to add a little bit more theming. There's just so light theming added on this episode right now. It's just like the basics and the bare bones structure that I wanted to add, but I need to add a little bit more. But I'm quite happy with how the roller coaster turned out overall. It's got, I think it's gonna have 6 trains with 2 cars per train, but each car has 3 rows, so 6 rows. If it was the trains of the family coaster from B&M, like the one that has Penguin Trek, which I haven't ridden, even if I have been to SeaWorld Orlando, it was closed for the day that I was there, so that was a bummer, but well, at least I rode all the other rides over there. But yeah, so I wanted to like make kind of like that kind of family coaster, but again, those type of trains are not available yet in this game, so it's okay. So I worked with what I had, and what I had was the Giovanola trains. And it has 6 total trains working over here for a, I feel like it was a 24-second dispatch interval time, so you could dispatch a train every 24 seconds, and I designed it so that it could look like it was a rolling platform, or as close to a moving platform as it could be, which I don't know why we don't have, because I've been playing around a little bit, and we have an Omni Mover and that Omni Mover has a continuous rolling platform, you know? So I would love to see that for roller coasters in the future. We don't have it yet, so it's okay. But I try to make it as close to that as possible. But yeah, it's got really high capacity. This ride has a really high capacity. It's got 6 trains for 12 riders per train, and it goes 24-second dispatch interval. I think I calculated it to be around 800 people per hour, which is a lot. And it's good because if I'm planning to make a big theme parks need high capacity rides like this one. So this was kind of based on a couple rides, Penguin Trek for starters. Then it was based on Nemesis, on how the ride just interacted with the terrain on itself. And then it was also based on Hagrid's, on how the ride had a lot of blocks and those swooping turns that Hagrid has, and the overall family feeling that Hagrid's motorbike adventure has. Also, and this is a bad news for me, I just realized that when I went underground and I saw the underground was a little bit too light, and I was like, okay, this might be some lighting settings that I didn't tweak. Turns out that now my computer is a little bit obsolete for this game. It is my graphics card is like a really good graphics card, but it's not able to support ray tracing, and it turns out that ray tracing is the thing that I need to get this to work, which was weird because I thought, and you're seeing me playing with it right now, and that's where I figured it out, playing with the settings and all that, which is weird because in Planet Coaster 1, this kind of setting, I knew that like the whole inside of buildings thing didn't work in Planet Coaster 1, and I know it was a feature that worked over here, and I realized that it didn't work on me, but then I was hoping that the whole underground thing would work, since it did work for me on Planet Coaster 1, but it didn't. So I think I'm gonna have to search for a new graphics card or something. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'll see what I'll do, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with the rest because overall the rest of the stuff works pretty fine for me. So yeah, what I wanted to do is just try the new, well, not try the new, because this was already on Planet Coaster 1. When you had something underground, you could have that situation where you had the whole part being dark without you having to like tweak the nighttime and daytime thing, you know? So I wanted to have a section of that, and I wanted to have like a little like, I don't know, pre-show but middle show section or something. It just ended up being like a hallway. I might add some more things to it, I don't know, but I feel like it looks really nice right now as it is. So for the moment I'm just gonna keep it that way, and then if I manage to figure out what could go well in here or something, then I'll just see. But yeah, the overall hallway's pretty good. It's pretty nice, and it adds some like break to the whole thing. I don't know what it's going to be themed around. It doesn't have any particular theming at the moment, and I don't think it will. It's just like a thing to break through, because this is supposed to be like my idea of this was, it was supposed to be themed around agriculture. I don't know how this is going to be fitting into that, but I feel like this has a look of like really rural areas in agricultural places and stuff. So right now it's okay, it's enough. And I'm not trying to make it like a huge storytelling building, kind of like Hagrid or something. That was my idea at the beginning, and I might still do it in another ride, but for the moment, for this ride, this is not going to be possible, because also I realize how much of a headache it is to work underground. I hated every single second of it, of working underground over here, even though it looks amazing now, but I hated it. I absolutely hated it, so I don't want to repeat that experience anymore, at least for a while now. So yeah, this is the only part that you're gonna see me theme of this coaster. The rest of it, it's completely unthemed. I will theme it on the next episode, probably. But right now it's just me finishing the coaster. I wanted to finish the coaster and see how it felt and see how it looked and all that, and tried to force myself to make a different coaster to what I used to, because normally I only do extreme coasters, and family coasters are something that I leave unattended most of the time. So I just did this, and I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's a really solid family coaster in terms of that it is. Basically, it has really, really, really tame forces. You can see some like hints of airtime, hints of laterals, and hints of vertical forces over here, but they're not exaggerated at all, which is basically the essence of family coasters, having watered down elements so that kids could get familiar with more extreme coasters. This was my introduction to the Plankonian, as I said, kids to this world of roller coasters, if you will. I don't know. But yeah, you're seeing me watch the POV several times over here to check about the smoothness and all that. It is pretty smooth, and I didn't do a lot of stuff. Is it the most smooth coaster that I've built? No. But it is smooth. It is pretty smooth, and you cannot notice the bumpiness that you would notice in Planet Coaster 1 that would drive me nuts. So that's what I was looking for. I'm not looking for the most smoothest coaster. I do want to make a smooth coaster because it's a B&M at the end of the day. B&Ms are really smooth, and this is a new gen B&M which turned out to be pretty smooth. So I wanted to create a smooth coaster, but my priority is just making a layout that is not janky, and that I achieved. So yeah, right now I'm just building the end part of the coaster. Now I've lost quite a bit of speed over here, so I just realized that, and I was fearing that the roller coaster wouldn't make it to the end. It does end up making it to the end after a few tweaks, and then here, since I saw that it wouldn't make any more sense, I just added a couple of brake runs with block brakes for all 6 of the trains to be able to be held over there. Even though it was not my plan, but yeah, they're able to be held over there, all 6 of them, if the right brakes, or if there's slow dispatches or some slow dispatches, trains are not gonna get stuck in the middle of the ride, which is cool. But yeah, so right now you're seeing me do the whole POV. Don't worry, we'll jump in real time in a second, and I'll show you the whole POV on real time and with a completed coaster, because right now I'm just checking that the ride just makes it through, and then I'm just gonna check a couple stuff and play around with the minimum interval time and with the block brakes to make it feel like it's a continuously moving coaster. Yeah, we're approaching to the end of the time lapse. I'm gonna jump in just a second to real time, and we're gonna see what I did and what I didn't do on this game. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Alright, we're here. Well, the game is paused. You guys can see now the final ending. I changed the colors of the ride to this kind of like wooden brown, then a lime kind of bright green, and then a little bit of purple, but like toned down. I want to have a bit of a... Ooh, that's clipping. That's not good. It's okay. A little bit of a, like... I wanted to add another color, like a touch of other color, because I don't want the whole coaster to blend in with the nature, because I'm gonna be adding nature after this, so I didn't want that to happen. But I feel like it turned out really great. The roller coaster you guys can see now. Whenever we got one coaster over here, and then there's this one's going to leave already, and then this one's just going to go in, straight in, without having to wait for the next one to leave, as you guys can see over there. that was what took me the most time to figure out, because, well, I had to play with this brake's speed, and then this like block brake speed. This is pretty much a sharp turn that this coaster is not able to make. It is able to make it, but like barely. But with the trains that I think this coaster should have, which are the new gen family B&M kind of trains, then it should have make some more sense. But yeah, so this is the final coaster. Let's just jump right in. My idea is to theme it on the next episode. I'm not going to continue making anything on this episode. Oh, great. Okay, so I have the whole coaster over here. We can see that. I don't like that we still are able to see the heat maps thing. I don't know if that's because I didn't turn it off or something, but whatever. So this is the first half of the coaster. It's going to have 2 lift hills, as you guys saw. It's got quite a bit of block brakes. I don't know how many block brakes it has, but they're all well separated apart. And as you guys can see, they're right. It's pretty smooth for me being I'm on seat mode, okay? If I was in the front bumper, it would be much more smooth, but I feel like this is the way that you would see the ride go. So yeah, this is kind of the second half of the first half, let's say. I'm pretty proud about the whole coaster feel, and I feel like sometimes it goes a little bit too slow, but I feel like it needs to go at that speed. Again, I wanted to make a family coaster, and this ride makes it. Excuse me. This ride makes a really good family coaster over here. So yeah, this is the second lift hill. It goes up to, I think it's 30 meters, which is kind of like 100 feet. But again, it goes 100 feet from the sea level. So it's not really 100 feet. This drop is absolutely not 100 feet tall. It's less, way less. I would say it's like, 60 feet? And then the top speed is 60 kilometers per hour, which I don't know how it translates to miles per hour, but I guess you can do the conversion pretty quick. But yeah, you guys can see that this is like the most intense part of the ride, and you see how you're meant to have a little bit of airtime, a little bit of positive G-forces over here, but it's nothing that you would notice. Like, this is more of a laterals. You can notice a little bit of laterals on this part of the coaster, but again, you wouldn't notice them as much. It's just meant to be a terrain coaster with a bit of theming that I'm going to add in the future. I'm going to add a little bit of theming over here. So yeah, that's my intention of the coaster. And then from there, we just go back into the station, and you guys will be able to see that the station, we're going slow at this point because we're waiting for the station to be cleared, which will be by the time we do this turn. So do not worry, this has been calculated, and the ride just goes smoothly like that. No train is stopping at any point except for the station. And there we go. So that was the whole, oops, sorry, just kicked my mic. So that was the whole coaster done. I'm planning on kind of maybe making some more terraforming around here and stuff, because it feels like it feels kind of artificial right now, and I want to add some fields and stuff over here to make it feel more, field like. But at the moment, the terrain coaster's done, so the terrain part is mostly finished. I need to do some terrain painting, and I need to add some station and the queues and all that. I don't know if I'm gonna add a fast lane, because I have the space for the fast lane to be added, but I feel like fast lane would slow down the operations of this ride. So I'm not too sure about that. So yeah, I'll see what I do about that, but overall, the whole coaster is finished. As you guys can see, it's just needing a little bit of theming and stuff, so we'll do that on the next episode. We'll expand on this area a little bit on this next episode, and then I'll see what we do. I'll work a little bit on the entrance as well. This is how the entrance is looking, by the way. So all these are like beeps generators, and all this is pathing, so people are going to be walking around all this area. They're not going to be walking about the several crossings that I just made, but it's kind of like in real life, right? When you're in a parking in a theme park, people just walk around everywhere. And this is a planter that I just made, like a starter planter. I wanted to try out. It's not going to be the main one. We're going to have like the main design over here. This is the ticket purchase that I talked to you guys about. And you guys see how, like, with those 4 trees, like, it is way more tied in, you know? And having more buildings on this way and more buildings this way will make it feel more in. I also love the pathing tool because now I don't have to fight with that. Before, I would have to make this fit into this part of the path if I made it that way, but right now you can just build the building anywhere and then the pathing tool will just do. But yeah, there's a little bit of clipping over there, but it's okay. And I don't think there's anything more for me to say. So I think I'll just leave it here. I'll see you guys in the next episode. My plan is to upload one of these episodes as soon as I can, but I also want to do the campaign part of the game, film that, because I have only done the tutorials. So the normal campaign, I also want to do that, and I think I'm going to do that also and upload that, and those are easier videos for me to upload so that I don't leave the channel with literal cobwebs, just like I did lately, but yeah, sorry for that, by the way. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode, which will be soon, I hope, and let me know what do you think about this coaster, about the game, about how the game works, the coaster editor, which coasters would you like to see on this park, and all that kind of stuff. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!